playing by Boston. Really fun song to play, and it has a lot to offer from the opening riff, the arpeggiated chords, the solo, of course, with lots of bending and changing positions horizontally quite a bit, little trills, ornaments, bar chords in the chorus, a little chord riff in the interlude that transitions us back to the verse. Really a lot of good stuff in a compact package, and depending on where you're at and you're playing, it can really bump up your skill level quite a bit. So it's a nice one to look at. All right, so we'll just go section by section here. So the let me turn down a little bit. Actually, gonna turn this off. Okay, so we've got a D sus4, which is string 4 open, string 3 fret 2, string 2 fret 3, and string 1 fret 3. But you'll notice that I already have my finger 2 here in place for a D major chord, because I'm going to need that note as well. Because it's going to go from a D sus4, and then I lift my pinky, my middle finger's there, it's going to be a D major chord. And then we have a C sus2, G over B, and just a G major chord. So that C sus2 is really, we're just going to be picking strings 5, 3, and 2. So we've got string 5 fret 3, string 3 open, and string 2 fret 3. And then the G over B chord is exactly the same. All we're going to do is lower this bass note from string 5 fret 3 to string 5 fret 2. Same notes on strings 3 and 2 there. And then same thing for the G chord. We just grab string 6 fret 3 with finger 2, and then we have open, string 3, and string 2 fret 3. So that's a handy way to think about it. We've got the D sus4 and the D chords, a little bit more specific of chord shapes that we need to be familiar with. But then we're just using string 3 open and string 2 fret 3 with these bass notes. String 5 fret 3, string 5 fret 2, string 6 fret 3. So on the D sus4 chord, it's going to be string 4, 2, 3, 1. And then lift the pinky on the D major chord. It's going to be string 4 open, and then string 1, 2, 3. Now you're going to have to transition out of that chord, so you might catch the open string there. I think you'll hear that in the recording as well. But those two things together. Okay, then I'm going to move my middle finger to string 5 fret 3, and I'm going to pick string 5, 3, 2, move down to string 5 fret 2 with finger 1, 5, 3, 2, move my middle finger to string 6 fret 3, 6, 2. So those, the little bass line with strings 3 and 2 sounds like this. And then it's going to repeat. So let me put both of those measures together slowly. We'll speed it up a little bit, and then I'll show you the one little variation. A little bit faster. Now, a quick note about the picking direction. I'm going to play the same riff slowly, but I'll call out my picking directions. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, run into stuff like this, you want to make sure that you're thinking through the way that you're picking it, because not everything is going to work. So you play that 3 times, and then on the 4th iteration of it, there's a little variation. So the D sus4 and the D major chord, you're going to play exactly the same. And then we go to our C sus2, same as before, but we're going to pick string 5, 3, 2, 3, open 1, 2, 3, 2. And then for this G over D chord, we're going to have string 4 open, string 3 open, string 2 fret 3, and string 1 fret 3. And it's going to be the same picking pattern as what we just did, but just with string 4 instead of string 5. So that'll be string 4, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2. So both of those together from the C sus2 chord. Okay, so I'll play the first chord progression again and then go through a little variation after that. So you play that 3 times, and then we have the variation. Starts off the same way. So you're gonna play that a lot, the arpeggiated chords. Of course, that verse section keeps on coming back. So you want to get very comfortable with that. Like I said, make sure you are thinking about your picking directions. You want to make sure that you're learning that the right way from the get-go, and not having to reteach yourself some new muscle memory because you just started playing it and didn't think about it. Okay, and then we have the little riff that leads us into the chorus. So we're going to be on string 2, fret 12 with finger 3, fret 10 with finger 1, and it's going to sound like this. Half step bend. So that's a half step bend on 12, and then fret 12 with no bend, and then a little curl. You just start on 12, push it up, let it fall, fret 10, and then bend up and let it fall down, and then a hammer-on pull off 10 to 12, like that. So altogether it would be. All right, there's one little variation on that at the end, but it's not that big of a deal. It's going to be the same notes. You just listen for the timing on that. Okay, now we get to the chorus. So you could think of these as bar chords, but I'm really just playing strings 6, 5, 4, and 3. So I'm on, from string 6, I'm on fret 3, fret 5, fret 5, and fret 4, G major chord. And then I jump up with that exact same shape to fret 8. So 8, 10, 10, 9, C major chord. And then I take that same shape and I jump back 1 fret and then down towards the floor 1 string to an E minor chord. So I'm on 7, 9, 9, 8. And then to a D major bar chord. I'm just playing string 5 with my first finger here. I'm not really laying that down as a bar, but I am barring with my 3rd finger on fret 7 of strings 4, 3, and 2. So 5, 7, 7, 7. Jump down 2 frets. Same shape on a C chord. 3, 5, 5, 5. So do that without any talking. rakes that I'm getting in there. With bar chords, it's easy to get the rakes. You press the strings down, let your left hand relax, and you have a muted rake. So you can just kind of pulse the hand. So between the E minor and the D, we have okay, a couple more times. Time that I'm strumming down up is on the rakes. Everything else is down, right? Down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, down, down. Can't remember how many times you play it. I think you do it 3 times, and on the 4th time, you're going to go G, C, to an E flat. Same shape as the D and C. E flat major there. Kind of an abrupt, kind of dissonant sound. Sounds cool. So that's it for the chorus, and you know that's a great little strum pattern, and you know, together with the left hand sliding around the neck, really cool thing to work on. Some nice articulations in there. And then I'll play the little interlude transition part with the chords here. So the first time out of the chorus is going to be E minor 7, which is open, 2, 2, open, 3, open. And then A sus4, open on string 5, no string 6, open on string 5, 2, 2, 3, open, and then A major. I'm just going to push my pinky back, and then A sus2, and I'm just going to lift my pinky. So you get this little walking line on string 2. Then to a G major chord, and really I don't even use the 5th string there. So I have finger 3 on string 6, fret 3, open 4, open 3, and then my pinky, finger 4 on string 2, fret 3. And then that's going to fall into a D over F sharp chord. So that's 1 muted. I mean, it doesn't have to be muted, but it works that way. My index finger is just kind of naturally doing that. And then open 4, string 2 or string 3 fret 2, and string 2 fret 3, and then back to E minor 7. So all of that together is open 4, string 3 fret 2, string 2 fret 3, and then we're just going to hang on to this note just like we did in the beginning. We're going to walk this bass line, but we're going to strum strings 3 and 2 with that as well. Back to our D5 chord. That's the little turnaround, which is basically the same progression as what you're doing with the arpeggios. So let me put all that together. Take you back into the verse, the arpeggios. Okay, so then you have another transition that's going to lead you to the solo. It starts off the same way with E minor 7, and then the little A lick with the moving note on string 2. Then we're going to jump up here to a B5 power chord, 7, 9, 9. Just 4 downstrokes, down 2 frets to A5 power chord, 5, 7, 7. Then our G chord that we saw originally, 3, 5, 5, 4. D over F sharp. And then A sus 4, which I'm playing a little bit different. I mean, the notes are the same, but just my fingers. I'm using a little bar here. And right after you strum the A major chord, that's when the solo is going to come in. So it's E minor 7, the A chord riff, B5, A5, G major, D over F sharp, A sus 4, and A. Okay, so let me show you where the solo is going to come in. Strum that A major chord. I'm using a bar once. Now we gotta go through the solo. So, all right. There's a little theme with these licks. It moves around, but there's, rhythmically there's a little theme, and which creates cohesiveness within the solo. It sounds nice. So we're starting on finger 1, string 2, fret 2, string 2, fret 3, string 2, fret 5, string 2, fret 7, and then that's kind of what we're leading up to. That's our target note. So okay, then we have 7, 8, and then a little hammer-on pull off. String 3, fret 9, string 3, fret 7, and a full step bend on string 2, fret 8. And that's kind of the theme that we're going to keep hearing, just with different notes. So okay, and then back to string 3, fret 7, string 2, fret 8, string 2, fret 7, string 2, fret 5 with a little hammer-on pull off, to string 3, fret 7, string 2, fret 5, string 2, fret 7. So that was then we jump back to fret 7 on string 3, string 2, fret 8, little hammer-on pull off again, string 3, fret 9, string 3, fret 7, and then a bend on string 3, fret 9, string 3, fret 7, string 3, fret 6. So let's put all of that together, and that was a full step bend right there. So all of that together. All right, moving on. So we're on string 4, fret 7. 2 fret 8 together. It's just kind of like a little pickup to start the riff over again. String 2 fret 7, 7, 8, hammer on pull off. String 3 fret 9 and 7, and then a full step bend, string 2 fret 10. So together that is. Then string 2 fret 10, string 2 fret 8, string 2 fret 7 with a hammer on pull off to 8, string 3 fret 9, string 2 fret 7. Back to string 3 fret 7, string 2 fret 8, 7, 5, hammer on pull off to 7, string 3 fret 9, string 3 fret 7, 11, hammer on pull off 9, 11, 7, 6, 7, all on string 3. And then to just go ahead and finish it off real quick here, we're going to be on string 2 fret 14 to 15, hammer on pull off, slide back to string 2 fret 12, and then fret 17 on string 1, full step bend there. All right, so I'm going to put this together in little chunks here. Let me go from that spot where we had a little double stop. We'll do all that, and then I'll play it all the way through a couple times. Let's put that all together so it makes a little bit more musical sense. Throwing a bunch of fret numbers at you can be a little confusing, so now that you know the fret numbers, you can go back and rewind to that part of the video, but I'll just play slowly all the way through, and I'll try to get my other fingers out of the way so you can really see what I'm doing. We'll do it once really slow and then a little bit faster. All right. Faster. solo a lot, you know, just watch little chunks of what I'm doing there, and then you'll hear the timing on that. I wasn't playing that with a very strict beat. So, you know, if there are questions about that, we can certainly tackle it. But like I always say, playing with a slowed down version of the recording is going to be the best way to handle that once you know where you're putting your fingers around the guitar neck. Also, I wasn't calling out finger numbers because I didn't want to be throwing out finger numbers, fret numbers, string numbers. It gets way too tedious and confusing. So I was using the fingers that I would use. Follow that. Just watch that closely. Same thing as I said about the beginning with the picking direction on the arpeggios. Think it through first so you don't have to you know, do it later on after you've already got something set and you know, kind of put in place, because it makes it way more difficult. And then when you get out of the solo, it basically ends the exact same way we did with the end of Transition 1. So you go to a G chord, D over F sharp, E minor 7, D5. And then we have the little bass walk down, string 5 fret 3, string 5 fret 2, string 6 fret 3, D5 chord. So that would be, let's see, let's go from G, D over F sharp, E minor 7, D5, C sus2, G over B, G, D5, and then repeat that. That's it, guys. The only other part that we didn't do would be the chords that are being played over the solo, but you know, really the only reason you'll want that is if you have somebody else that's playing that with you, or if you want to kind of dissect, you know, analyzing what is happening with the solo and the chords together, you know, thinking about what the note selection is. But you'll have your hands full with all the bits and pieces that go into this tune, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. If there are questions about it, let me know. I can let you know what the chords are, or make a separate video for it, perhaps attach a PDF with the chords. You know, we'll find some way to handle that. I think that is everything. Get to work, because there is a lot to do there. Let me know if there are any questions about any of those parts, and I'll be happy to clarify. Yeah, have fun, guys. Good luck. See you in the next video.